Are you all strapped in?
I guess so.
Oh, you guess so?
I guess so. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm good.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Yep. And I don't know how the lighting is here. Sorry, I have a ring light on because that was my
Oh,
elbow.
those your glasses. Yeah. It was your elbow and your glasses.
I had the light on, but it was too lighty.
Oh, okay.
And I already washed off all my makeup. I don't have any makeup on.
You look beautiful without makeup.
I'm in my pajamas. I'm drinking coffee.
She didn't bring me any.
It's
I spilt mine. No, actually, truthfully, I spilt mine over by my desk.
Truthfully, yeah. You did, yeah.
And I got a towel on the rug soaking up. It was tea. It was tea.
Oh, it was tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we were going to have a Corona tonight.
I didn't get any. I forgot to get some.
We just, no Coronas.
You can have some. Do you want some wine?
No, I'm fine just like I am.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll drink some of yours if I want.
We can have some wine if you want.
No wine. No wine.
So a couple of things. I was there sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Writing down all the names. Look at this. Of the people that want the cat clock.
The people who want the cat clock.
I should know that my audience is growing, that I can't really say, oh, who wants it? I have to go, and then I have to go back to the video and go through all the comments so I can write down. And then not only do I have to write these down, then I have to write them down on small pieces of paper so I can
draw them. Yeah.
So
well, what you should do is just go like this and put your finger down on them.
Oh, is that it?
Then you wouldn't have to cut them up.
Well, I don't think that would be fair, because what if I put my finger on two people's names?
Then that wouldn't be right. No.
Right, exactly. You got to do the right thing, right?
Yes.
So, I don't know. I was just making I was making turkey burgers. I bought some turkey.
It smells like that in the house. Yeah.
It smells like turkey.
Smells good.
Yeah.
Smells good.
Yeah. And you know how we always talk about, like, or I don't know if we don't always talk about it.
We don't.
I'm lying. But no, about social media and about being authentic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's why I think people like to hear us talk.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, and next up, I'm writing down the questions that you have for Joy. Okay. And I've been thinking about it, and, you know, behind the scenes, because whenever we're on video like this,
yes,
you know, everybody thinks, oh, you have such a great relationship. And we do. But I think they think it's all butterflies and puppy dogs behind the scenes. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
Like you're always hugging me and kissing me. Yes.
That I'm always really nice to you.
You're nice. Yes.
And I'm not. But that's the whole point. Okay, about this.
I don't think you're not nice to me.
No, I know. But that's what I want to talk about is that I was just thinking of something. I was just thinking of something that I wanted to say that, because you know how people were saying, like, oh, Joy needs her own channel, and oh, start Joy's her own channel, and we want to hear about Joy. And what did you tell me?
Well, I think I mentioned it, once when we were on the video too. She makes me look good. I mean, when she would leave, a couple of times she left. I don't know why you left, but she left, and she left
to go
me
to the bathroom.
And maybe.
Yeah.
And she left me sitting there.
Yeah.
And a complete blank. No. I mean, I love it when she's here to talk to me, but sitting here alone, I don't have that talent.
Well,
to just keep talking to a camera.
And it's not even that, because, I've been thinking, when they see you, okay, you're 94, going to be 95, and you look amazing. Do you know what I mean? You're healthy, you're beautiful,
Well.
But that's what I'm saying, because I was thinking about, how like when people like have a chronic illness, but people can't see. They think, oh, why don't you get a job? Or why don't you do this?
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, it's like, it's not the reality of their life. Do you know what I mean? You see a
Right.
snippet of you and I being on camera,
Yeah,
but the reality is you're legally blind, right?
I am.
Yeah. And you're hard of hearing, right?
I can't I mean, that's an overstatement.
Right.
I
Right.
am
Right.
more than hard of
Right.
hearing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that they think like, and I don't want to say that you have a disability, but that they don't understand once the camera's off. Do you know what I mean? Because you look, and not that you aren't able-bodied. Listen,
I turn ugly the minute the camera
no.
goes off.
But the whole point of this is what I want to say is because, you know, what I want to talk about really is what I've been thinking about, because I've been going through a lot. You've been going through a lot.
Yeah, a lot's happening.
This
in
is,
our
yeah,
lives.
yeah, a lot. Okay.
Really lot.
Really a lot. Yeah. A lot of really stressful stuff.
Mm.
And in that, like, I know that I can be short with you. Do you know what I mean? And I know you don't take it.
I don't see it that way.
But, you know, like last night you asked me a question. I'm like, I don't know that. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. And here's the thing, like what I want
Well, you are overwhelmed.
I am
with
overwhelmed.
stuff. Yeah.
And, you know, I don't think anybody's ever asked, because I was thinking about from somebody who's like the caretaker, or do you know what I mean? Like what's happening to me in my life. Like, you're not the burden. And I think sometimes people who feel like that somebody has to take care of them, quote unquote, that they feel like the burden. You're not the burden. Life is the burden. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Like if I didn't have all these things stacked on top of me, it would be like fine. Do you know what I'm saying?
And soon you will
Right.
not have all these things.
Well, I mean, I don't think I'll not.
Well,
yeah. No, that ain't going to happen.
Anyway,
But-
okay, it's not going to go away.
But what I was thinking too, because I don't think anybody ever talks about how does it feel to be, because I know, do you know what I mean? Okay, so we talk about like getting older, and you know how you don't feel older until you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, holy shit.
Or
You know?
or when I get up after I
Right,
sit down
yeah.
for a while.
And or getting in the car, like my mom has bad knees, so the one knee you
It's
literally
arthritis.
have to like pick it up to put it in the car. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
and that's the thing.
kind of like that.
We've all kind of like that. She can still climb in the van and stuff, but I don't know. I was just like, I think I need to hear, because I know what I'm feeling, and I wouldn't post this if you wouldn't be okay with this. And she
I'm
didn't.
okay with most things.
Right. And she
Yeah.
didn't know what we were going to talk about, but I felt something move me. Listen, I didn't even finish making the last 2 turkey burgers.
It smells like turkey burgers.
So I still have the other
can
2 to
finish.
make. But I'm like, you know what? I just feel like we have to make a video, because I guess I know what I feel on this side of it. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, you're not the burden. So I don't ever want to make you feel like you're the burden. It's the stresses and dealing like, and listen, it's not even just all the others, like trying to deal even with the state. You know, I got my PCA. Well, I didn't tell you guys. I found out like to get paid as a PCA, you have to pass a test. So I took the test yesterday. I passed down the first time.
I knew you.
Yeah, I'm so smart, but wasn't that tough.
Mm.
But and then you have to get an in-home assessment. But then they called today, and again it goes back to like the $21,000 a year that like, because now I live with you, so you know I'm vacuuming. You know, I mean, we got rid of Jenny. We go grocery shopping. You know, and thank goodness I have like 5 different jobs, so that my time is I can fit all that in and go into the doctors and the dentists and stuff like that. But I want to know, what does it feel like? And listen, you're 94, 95, and nobody can believe that anyway, okay? But,
It's true.
and I'm sure it's hard for you to even believe that.
It's hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe it until I try to do things.
Right. Well, and I was thinking for me, so I went to, I'm going to start working out with a personal trainer for powerlifting. And, I have to go back and start at the fundamentals. And I feel like I'm past that. Do you know what I mean? I just want to get to the good stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have to go back from the beginning and train with her and stuff. And for me, like, this is my outlet. Like I said, I've allowed myself, like, I need to do something for myself. And me lifting weights is how I get that energy out and, do that. And I even know, because I was talking to her today, I said, well, listen, I'm past menopause and it's been harder. I've been sitting in a van for 3 years. Do you know what I mean? And I remember, like, going through menopause, like, before you're like, it's never going to happen to me. When you're younger, you think that isn't going to happen to me, because you always think like being able to have a kid makes you more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when I got to that stage, it was kind of like a death. Do you know what I mean? Something I had to work through. Because it's like, oh, I can't have kids anymore. Not that I wanted any more kids even, but it's like, oh, that time of my life has passed. And now that I'm almost 60, I'm on the other side of it. Now whenever I hear a kid screaming, I'm like, oh, thank God I'm in menopause. You know what I mean? Like,
I know the feeling.
That you got through it, because it's sad when you get to it. And then when you get on the other side of it, you're like, oh, thank goodness, I don't have to deal with that anymore. And I found, like, myself, like, I'm working with a therapist now, and she's teaching me how to set boundaries, and it's happened pretty quick. I caught on, because, like, I don't have time anymore to deal with that. And so what I want to know is, like, how does it feel to now be on this side? Do you know what I mean? Like, where you're...
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you explain, like, how it feels?
Well, you figure, I mean, a lot of people here have really good eyesight and good hearing. Even like my friend, she's 2 years younger than I am, and she hears a pin drop.
But she has dementia. So there's a...
Well...
I talked to her daughter today.
But I know, but her ears and her eyes really
So here's the thing. Do you wish you would have dementia and have good eyes and
No,
ears?
No. Well, see, that's the thing.
Right.
Right. Therein lies the rub.
The conundrum, right?
Yes.
But
what it makes you do is, I've always been active. I've always...
Yes.
Well, I still can read, thank God, but I don't know how long. Machine. I don't know how much longer.
Yeah.
But it feels... Sometimes you feel kind of useless.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And when there are times you can't, there's really nothing you can do to make your time go by.
Right.
I love to go for walks. That I still really enjoy in the weather, except for the last couple of days. It's raining, but that nice weather was just, I'm so glad summer is almost here.
And you're lucky at almost 95 that you can still...
See, now that's something I can do that some that can see and hear can't.
Right.
They can't. I mean, they don't have the energy to
And you take the walker, so if you need to sit down, there's that seat. And then she wears the guardian thing so that if you would
she makes me,
if you fell walking around the building and you didn't have that,
You're right. I mean, you're right. Yeah. I mean,
and I think that,
I should take it.
I think we're both we feel like similar things, but we're at different stages. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm past menopause, I can't have kids and whatever. And I've already, like, now I'm on the other side and I'm like, yay, I can't have kids,
Yeah.
And I don't have to deal with pads and all that kind of stuff. But there's certain things that, like, I don't feel as, I don't want to say useful, but when you can have kids, you're seen in a different light. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, even as far as dating, people say, like the men, it's for the fertility and all that stuff. And so, like, for you at 95, and I think that's the hard part, is that you're so with it in your brain.
That's because I keep my brain so active since all my life.
Right.
Yeah.
But
it's good advice, guys.
But when the body doesn't...
Yeah.
follow.
Yeah.
It doesn't, you can't tell it what to do anymore. It's just doing its own thing. It's just a natural progression.
But there is a good side. There's always a good side.
And
There's
that's,
always an upside.
and that's what I want to hear. Like how,
All this time I have to just be quiet
I find
and
you,
not thinking. And no, really, it's true. I cannot being in the silence for so. I mean, sometimes well, before when you were gone, yeah, I don't see too many people, and but I've learned that it's a blessing, really. So I have a lot of quiet time, and it's very well. What it is you try to learn to not think, and you just enjoy the quiet, like meditating.
well,
It's not what I do, but it is what I do.
because
I don't do it on purpose.
I find you doing that a lot, and sometimes I feel bad.
Because
no, like you're sitting in the chair and
don't
you're just
feel
sitting there,
bad.
or she'll be sitting in her, your room and just sitting there, like not doing anything and just sitting, or even in the kitchen, like you just sit.
Yeah. Well, it's what you do.
I think when you're not used to just being quiet, you know what I mean? Being able
I'm
to
used
sit.
to it now. I mean, it's been quite a few years. And what I'm saying, that's the upside, because when you're young and you're busy and you've got plans and stuff, I mean, your mind is always going.
That's me. Yeah.
And
too much.
Like this.
Too
She's
much.
a good example of that.
Too much.
And yeah. So there's that side where you're alone a lot, usually, and you can kind of clean my house. I mean, nothing is a lot of work anymore. I mean, you get it done, and then you have time, and this is when you need time, really, and it just happens. And
how do you feel about it? Do you feel sad? Do you feel grateful? Do you feel...
I feel grateful, yeah, because it's a good feeling.
It is?
Oh, yeah. I don't think, I know when you're young and you have children, and when you're middle-aged and you have a career and then grandchildren and all that, it's busy. But if you live to be as old as I, and a lot of people are now. I mean, I'm going to think it's going to be the norm.
Yeah.
To live to be in their 90s, really.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this is when you don't even have to worry about quiet time. I mean, it's there, and so you're quiet. And I have to tell you, not thinking is the best thing in the world for a person. Just letting your mind be empty.
And I don't think that's ever happened to me yet.
No, it won't until you're older.
My mind will be empty once I have that to look forward to.
Well, yes,
right.
When your mind is empty, it's then
peaceful.
I don't have a description for it, because then, I mean, thought is what makes our lives so, we look at something and immediately we judge it. Not like we want to,
right. Yeah.
But we go and we look, we judge. And when your mind is empty, you are just peaceful, very peaceful. And it isn't like it's hard to explain. I mean,
well, and I think because like for me, I know there's always something I have to do. Do you know what I mean? If I'm done with something or even on it, I'm multitasking. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm going somewhere. And I tell you what, I would love to like just have my mind empty.
Yeah.
and not have to work so hard
Yeah.
to and it hurts my brain to think so much.
Yeah. Well, it's hard not to think.
And it's hard not to think.
And
Yeah.
this is probably why I say it's a blessing. It's time to train your mind to just be quiet, because you know what they say, the world is noisy.
Yeah.
And God
Yeah,
whispers.
Whispers, yeah.
And I don't it's not God, it's consciousness or something. But anyway, this is what it is. And I haven't talked to any other older person about this, but you get a lot of quiet time.
That's what I wanted to ask you, because I wanted to know what it's like to be there. Do you know what I mean?
It's peaceful.
And you and I have talked about this multiple times. Listen, that you said you welcome going to the other side.
I am not afraid to die. No. Because there is no death.
Yeah, there is no death.
It's a transition.
It's a transition.
Is what it is.
Yes. Yes.
It's a transition, and of course, you know, it is what it is.
Right.
It is.
And that's what I think, that people fear dying. You know, they're trying to stay alive so long. And that's, for me, I know that there's death. Like, I've lived through enough death. I've watched enough people die in person. You know, young people die. That
the body.
Right. The body.
It's the body.
We were there when Al died, and he was laying there, and we were talking about him, laughing and, you know, telling stories and stuff while he was sitting there, or laying there, dead.
He
wasn't there. Well, and it's so true, because when you're with a dead body, that you know that they're gone, that's just a shell. Do you know what I mean?
It's just something to get us around.
Right. That we knew he was gone, but his spirit was still alive, that we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
And so, and that's the thing, that's why I live life so out there, because I don't think there's rights or wrongs, or, do you know what I mean? Like, whatever my life is, it is. You know?
Well, you know, this is what I've learned in all my studies. We are being lived by a higher power. And so that's why, I mean, there is no sin. There is no, things happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Things happen.
Right.
And they happen for a reason.
And they aren't judged good or bad. They just are, right?
And well, I mean, this is what I've learned. I mean, you know, I've read so many of these great books, but we're here to learn.
Right.
We're here to learn, actually, to love.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really love.
Mm-hmm.
And when these things happen, we should pay attention to them, because it's trying to teach us something. And I don't know. I'm just a person, and I know I don't have the words. I don't have the words, but it's all good.
Right.
It's all good. I didn't link that years ago when I was younger.
Right.
No, but and the secret, I think one of the secrets is that we should accept, and this is, you know, what's the hardest to learn, when bad things, or we think they're bad things, happen. We acceptance is,
but
and of course, you know, working through it.
But we've learned recently that can be really hard, though, right?
Oh, of course, it's not easy. No.
I mean, because our ego is still there, and our heart, you know, and because we're going through something right now that's very hard to understand, and very hard, like, for the not the head, but the
Yeah.
heart, for them both to understand.
Yeah. When things happen, and keep positive.
But
I mean, and that's hard to do,
I was
too.
gonna say, because that's what I mean. That's why I want to be raw. I'm like, I'm ready for bed. I already did my skincare, but I just wanted to come on because here's the thing: we're not anything special. Do you know what I mean? I get short with you.
None of us are really.
I snap at you, and like you even talking about like, you know, oh, you stay positive and stuff. You're not always positive.
No, but that's the secret. You have to stay positive.
Yeah, but you don't always stay positive. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but I work on it.
Right, we work on it. That's it. You try.
Whenever I have a negative thought, I try to replace it with
sometimes it's harder than others, though, right?
I mean, that's one of the tricks you can use. I mean,
yeah,
there's
but
hints.
It's not always
the masters give you hints,
but it's not always easy because
it's never easy.
Like recently with what we're going through, it's not easy. It's good. It's easier to stay in a negative mindset than a positive mindset.
Yeah.
But that's the lessons that we go through to learn that, right?
But we're working on saving ourselves. I mean,
we're working on saving ourselves.
And so it's not easy.
It's not, but that's what I'm saying.
It's not supposed to be easy.
It's not supposed to be easy, right?
No.
But that's what I'm saying. I think sometimes, like when we come on here, and you know how people leave all these messages, like, "Oh, Joy needs her own channel," and it's not about that. I'd love to give Joy her own channel, but what I'm saying,
I don't want my own channel.
But what I'm saying is, like, part of the hard part for me is that behind the scenes, I'm tap dancing as fast as I can with everything, and that you don't see that Joy can't see. Do you know what I mean? And that
it looks like I
can't hear, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like people with chronic illnesses, you know how like you know you can't see that.
I can see from the sides, though.
You know? Yeah, and it's starting to get a lot worse.
Starting to get a little too.
But and that's what I'm saying. Like that's why people should be kind to everyone, because there's people who have like, and I don't want to call it a disability, but that you don't know what's going on in someone's life. They only see what they see in this camera for 30 minutes at a time.
And when you say that, it's I've read that you know everybody. That's why it says be kind, because everybody is having a hard time. I mean, it's not easy being here.
And here's the thing, like I said on my TikTok, I sometimes like I lost it on that kid that showed up late. He's been late to work.
Well, you were
every
right.
single time.
Yeah, that he shouldn't
and
be. And
I lost it. I mean, but in a like concise way. Like you cannot be late. Like people are counting on you to be here. And he's late all the time.
I don't think he'll be late again.
He was after we did that.
Oh, he was. Well, he'll have to learn.
But I'm realizing, so there are boundaries. And there's being nice. And what was the other one? Being nice and being, I just heard something about this. And they're two different things. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just because you're nice doesn't mean that you get to run over somebody.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, you're kind, but that doesn't mean that you don't have limits.
Yeah.
To where you're like, no, that's it. Yeah. I can't take it anymore. It's not going to be like, oh, do you think next time, since you've been late 6 times now, and I really had somewhere to get, that you could be on time?
Kind of like that one comedian. He always said, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Yeah.
That's what you can say.
Yeah. Oh, is that?
I can't remember.
I said a lot more than that, but yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I think some people like see us and they think that we're something different than we are. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're nice, but we're not nice. Do you know what I mean? Like when it comes down to, I mean, we're nice, but if you push us to our boundaries, we're like with what we're dealing with now. Yeah. Some people force you to stick up for yourself.
Yes.
That's it. The boundaries. Stick up for yourself, right?
You do.
I mean, because look at if what we're going through now, And that's what we would do. We would be like, oh, there's nothing we can do
Yeah.
about this. I guess we just have to sit here and take it.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I know.
And I don't. Yeah.
But then guess what? You internalized it and it made you sick.
Yes, it did.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now something's being done, it feels better because either way it turns out, at least they're being held accountable for it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so what I wanted to say is like, come on here, raw and real, is that when you see us on these videos, like, there's no, like, we're just like every other person. And, we can sit here and they're like, oh, you're so sweet. And I snap at you, you know what I mean? I'll be like, why'd you ask that? I don't know that answer. And I know I'm overtaxed.
We get along.
And we do, yes.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about it. And then I'll go, sorry, I snapped at you. I'm just, overwhelmed. And you know that. So it's about communication.
I know it. I know you pretty well.
Yeah. But it's not easy.
It's like when she was like in kindergarten and she changed her name. She just has.
Yeah. But here's the thing. What I'm saying is that at almost 60 and 95, it's not easy being back to living with your parent and no matter what,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it's not easy for you to feel like you think somebody has to take care of you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to be real about, that it's still hard. Like
hard.
we can talk on here and laugh and and we both have good attitudes about life. I mean, that's where I learned it,
Yeah.
But I don't want to give out some false impression that, when we're done, we're like skipping, oh, hey, what do you want to do now, Mom?
Life is not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not. I read somewhere, of course.
Yeah.
It is, it's just trying to make a point that we should cry when someone is born and rejoice when that's the end of their lives, because we know how
hard.
how
This
hard
is the
life
hard
can
part.
be.
If it's any harder after we die, forget it.
No,
Forget it.
It's not supposed to be.
Send me back here. I don't want it. Hopefully it's peaceful after we die.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
I hope so. But yeah, so that's just, I wanted to come on here and see from your point of view, because I don't think anybody's ever talked about that before.
No.
Like
I guess not.
It's hard for everybody, you know.
It is.
It's a hard thing. It's just hard. And so your friend, we won't say her name, but and she's up here every day visiting, and she's crabby, but we're all just, well, most of us, not all of us, are trying to do the best that we can.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're all just human, and I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea that Joy and I get off camera and we're like, oh, hey, that the birds are putting shawls over our shoulders, and we're like skipping, through the daisies through life. That it's hard, and
tiptoe through the tulips. Huh?
And we're especially going through a hard season, a very difficult thing right now, right?
Yes.
And so, we just need the wherewithal to get through this and get on the other side of this, and just know how difficult it is for both of us. And that's on top of already what we're dealing with, just me moving in and, taking care of, the doctor's appointments and the, everything else on top of my own life. And so, so I just wanted to hear your take, what it's like to be on that side. So now I know when you're quiet, just sitting there, you're just sitting there being quiet. That you enjoy being in quiet, in peace.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I wish I could just sit there and stare out the window and not think.
Well, the thing is, that I said is one of the upsides of getting really old and being able to do those things and be quiet because, and not think, because nobody really has time, and
No,
then at the end
no.
of the day you're tired,
Yeah.
and that's not a good time to do that. And so anyway, when you get older, and the kids are all grown, and your grandkids are all grown, everybody's all grown, then you can do that. You can be very
When you're
very
94,
quiet.
when you're
When
95.
94. I don't even believe I'm 94. I mean,
I don't.
you
Well, that's the
know,
thing. That's what I'm saying. When people see you, do you know what I mean? They can't believe it. So it doesn't seem. It seems like you'll just get up and skip out the door.
Oh no,
And
guys.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. And
That's when I do feel old, after I've been sitting for a while and I
Yeah.
get up.
yeah. And walking, and like when we walk through, like Walmart to go grocery
Oh
shopping.
yeah, I get short-winded.
I mean, it takes a long time.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
We're more shuffling than we
So
are walking.
she has lots of patience. Really, you do.
Well, no, but I mean,
You
again,
do.
and I just want other people to realize that it's the unseen stuff, and that's why you should be kind to everybody, because they can see us just sitting here, and we're just sitting here, and you look amazing, and you are amazing, but that that in real life there's challenges,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and there's a lot more challenges than normal now.
One good thing, summer is coming. It's
Summer's
getting
coming,
It's
yeah.
getting closer and closer.
And I am appreciative that you can still get out and
I am too.
go do
I
that.
do
So that is
yeah.
like most people can't.
No, there are quite a few here that
Yeah.
couldn't walk.
Right.
I mean, they
So,
can't walk around
Yeah.
the building.
Yeah.
But so far, I'm doing okay there.
Yeah.
I have my walker though.
Pretty soon I'll have to give you a piggyback ride and walk you around the
You
block
wanna do
myself. No.
Well, yeah, getting old, it's not,
For the sissies,
it's
right?
not, I mean, it's a good thing, but it takes a long time, so you have plenty of time to be young, too. I mean,
Well, and
I felt young until I was,
70 something, right?
no, much longer than
80?
that. Until I had my heart thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't long ago.
You
Oh, I'm tired. Yeah.
Anyway, well,
Yeah.
this is.
All right. Well, I just wanted to come on raw and real, no makeup, no nothing. I did my
Yeah.
skincare though.
Well, pretty soon you'll be settled. The van will be sold, and you'll have more.
Yeah, I've been
more
piecemealing
time.
things. I'll
More
go
time.
in between stuff. I'll go stop by the van, grab like 3 bags full of stuff, and then bring it here, and like
Yeah.
try to unload it and do
But
stuff.
once that is done, she's got to clean out the van, and then put it up for sale. Cause it oh, Charlene just purrs like a kitten now, doesn't she?
She does. Yes.
Huh? Isn't she?
Yeah, she purrs
She's
like
good.
a kid. Yeah.
I mean, and the
Yeah.
last time you had her fixed, it wasn't very much.
Yeah. Well, and I know people have been asking me about her, like how much does she cost and stuff like that. What year is she? And listen, when I'm ready,
You're
I'm
not
just
there
putting her
yet.
up for sale. And honestly, I bet she'll be sold in a day or two. Do
Oh,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? And no offense against anybody, but I just don't have the wherewithal to send anybody the information or do all that,
Yeah.
like, because she's not even ready yet. So,
No.
so when she is, I'm just slapping a for sale sign on her and everything that she's got. And she's going, yeah.
And
like-
Tracey's still moving in here.
Oh yeah, because
getting
people are like, "Did
organized.
you get an apartment?" And it's like, "No, you don't understand. I'm moving in
Yeah.
with you, and I'm pretty much your personal care assistant." But then I was trying to see if I could get paid for it, but then it still goes back to the 21,000 if you have more than that, which is ridiculous, because your Social Security barely covers what you even have to pay out.
Yeah.
So again, just another thing to deal with on top of everything we're
On
dealing
top of
with.
everything else.
But
Once you get moved in and Charlene,
isn't it funny? You always say, "Oh, next week will be better," and I think that hope keeps at least moving you forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the next week isn't any better; it could be worse, and you're like, "Oh, next week will be better." You know what I mean?
Well, when there isn't, for sure when Charlene is sold.
Well, I tell you what, like I said, me focusing on like even going to see this personal trainer, and she's $75 an hour, and it's like going to my therapist, which my therapist is free because it's under my insurance. But I said, I'll come to you once a week, and then because I want her to make a workout plan for me, but I need the fundamentals down first. I need to make sure that like my squatting form is right and all that stuff is right. You need a good foundation. And then from there, then the gym is $65, and it's a real like lifting gym. It's not just like an LA Fitness or a Planet Fitness. So once I'm done paying her, once I learn all the fundamentals and then get a program, I said, then when I'm done paying you $75 a week, then I'll sign up for $65 a month to go to the gym there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for me, feeling strong, it's a mind body thing. And that's what when I was talking to her today, it's all connected. Do you know what I mean? And like your foot is connected to your shin, which is connected to your knees. Do you know what I mean? You could have bad hips, but it may be because you're walking wrong, or do you know what I mean? Like they all go together.
Well, you've always loved to work out.
I have. And it's been my saving grace.
She lifts weights and
stuff.
She's strong.
I said, me and these two other girls, my coach and then this other girl, we're saying, you know, we're the best in shape when life is at its worst, because that's when we go and like to live weights. And I said, well, in 3 months, I should look like the Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
So yeah, let's look forward
you're
to that.
much prettier than an Incredible Hulk.
I won't be green.
Yeah, you won't be green. Yeah. Well,
Well, maybe.
You won't be green.
Yeah, we'll see.
But and then we were talking about her. I know that's down the ways a bit, but about your little house.
Yeah, my tiny home. So that's a way down the road, but
that's still in the plan.
Still in the plan. Yep.
In the plan.
Okay,
so,
you ready?
I guess I am.
Go out.
My Southern girl accent. Like you've gone with the wind.
Or like the Golden Girls. You know, what was her name? Well, she talked like that. Oh, I'm a Southern belle. She was the one who got around a lot and slept with a lot of guys.
I can't remember.
Oh,
what TV show was she in?
The Golden Girls.
Oh. And I know it so well.
I know.
And I can't think of it.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
She was cute.
Yeah.
I mean, and she was old.
Yep.
Well, she wasn't as old as me, but she was old.
Nobody's as old as you.
I do. In fact, the one who played the Golden Girls, everybody knows. The one who played the really old one.
Yeah, she was actually young.
She was actually, not young.
Well, it was
she
makeup
was
and stuff that made her look like that.
Old.
Yeah, no,
But the Golden Girls, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Oh, and who was the one that died? I mean, well, they all died.
B. Arthur, Betty White.
Betty White, I was thinking of her.
Oh, she was.
She almost made it
and
to 100.
She, if you ever heard her talk, she talked like a sailor.
Oh, she said a lot of when she was on Johnny Carson.
Yeah, oh yeah.
She was a wiseacre, I tell ya.
Yeah. But anyway.
I'm trying to figure out what.
Are you ready? We'll think about it later.
Yeah.
Go out.
Now I can't remember.
Go out and make an adventure.
Yes, make an adventure.
No matter how big or how small. You don't have to sell everything. Move into a van. Why?
Right.
Why?
Oh, because she did it.
Yep, I did it. And go call someone you love, and as Joy says,
and say, I love you.
Tell them that you love them, and don't you dare, even through all your crankiness and oldness and shriveled upness and everything.
Keep going.
And don't you forget, though, you're still magic, right?
Oh, I think I am too.
Okay, good. Yeah. Even through all that.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
You're magic.
You're magic. Okay.
Oh, I beat you at it.
That's okay.
Is that all right?
I'll beat you. I'll punch you in the nose if you do that again.
Punch you, yes. That reminds me of our trip.
We went. Yeah, we'll tell you about that later.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see you in the next one.
Yes, we will.
Bye.
Bye-bye.